Hi everyone, Dave here, back with another video. Today we're going to be doing something a little different than my normal. My hair never cooperates. I'm sorry about that. It looks like berries and cream. I'm a little lad who loves berries and cream, but instead today I'm a little lad who loves BTS. That's a good intro. That's a nice segue. Um, this channel is mainly manga, anime focused, with the occasional gaming video thrown in there. But I'm a guy who loves music, and I listen to it a lot. And more specifically, I listen to BTS a lot, all the time, actually. um, and I thought, since there's such an overwhelming presence in my life right now, and with the preparation of Proof coming out, which correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like I think Proof is like I don't know if anthology is the right word, but it's like a look back, and there's songs from different points in their discography and different points in their career. And as someone who is a relatively new fan, I got into BTS I think around when Butter came out. So it's only been about a year, maybe a little over a year, which is crazy to think about because I dove in head first, hands for feet, whole body first, cannonball. I didn't even dive, cannonball right into the whole BTS um, thing because I immediately fell in love with these guys. And um, so again, my songs may be a little basic to the average BTS fan, because I obviously, I've done my research. I've gone back to different points in their discography. I've listened to a lot of songs, and honestly, this could have been a top 15, 20, whatever, but I had to cap it at 10 because I could have gone on forever. Um, and I'm already a guy who rambles, so this is probably going to be a longer video. So feel free to sit back, grab some popcorn, listen to this while you're doing something, because unfortunately I can't like play any of the songs or show any visual. Just I'm a relatively small channel still, so well, not relatively, I am a small channel. So I don't really want to have to deal with any strikes or copyright or anything to that nature. So we're just going to be talking. We're just going to be talking BTS. A few things. Again, I am new, so if I get any terminology wrong, if I mispronounce something, I apologize ahead of time and know that it is not out of ignorance or spite. Well, I guess technically ignorance because I just don't know. That's what ignorance means, Dave. But like, it's not intentional by any stretch of the imagination. Um, what else was I gonna say? So also, if you guys have any recommendations on like songs I should listen to, because again, there's a lot that didn't make it on here, and like I said, if I don't think I've ever heard a bad BTS song. I want to make that clear. Like every song I've heard by them, I've loved. But I had to, like I said, I had to cap it at 10 or else I would keep going. So if it didn't get on here, it's not because I hate it. It's not because I'm saying anything bad about it. It's just because these 10 specifically are my personal 10 favorites. But please feel free to leave recommendations down below. Feel free to enlighten me if I get anything wrong, because I've from what I've seen from the BTS Army, it's a very passionate and very friendly fan base. Just on comments from like YouTube videos, there'll be like new people being like, "Oh, I've never heard of BTS. This is cool," and then you'd have people responding to them, "Oh, welcome to Army, welcome to the Army and everything." So I find that to be very very great and very positive, especially when we live in a world with so much negativity. It's nice to have a very positive force going on. So that's another thing that drew me to BTS. Um, but anyway, let's get to it. I've got my water here. I might have to take a water break. I get a dry throat sometimes. But we're just going to keep going. And I've already been talking for like 4 minutes, so let's get to it. I got my songs here. So my number 10 favorite BTS song is Microcosmos. I think this is a very pretty song. I think um, it's a very what's the word I'm looking at? It's a very atmospheric song, which is very fitting because it's a song called Microcosmos. But it's very, it's something that you can sit and just kind of lay down and listen to with a big pair of headphones and just kind of let it kind of take you away And it's like that, I forget what movie it's from, but that one scene where they're flying through the air and like the whole city's below them. I know How I Met Your Mother did a bit about it when Barney and Marshall started wearing nightgowns to bed and they're flying through the air over the city and they're like, whoa. It's kind of like that. It's like that feeling. Um, and their performance of it for the 2020, like, congratulations class of 2020 video that they did, like a virtual performance that they did, of course, because of COVID. The performance of Microcosmos is probably one of my favorite BTS performances I've seen, just because they're all, you could tell all the members are having so much fun just performing together, and that's so awesome to see. It's just these seven guys who legitimately just love being around each other and love performing with one another. And that's just so awesome. It puts a smile on your face and you're like, man, this is really cool. Like, this is, such an amazing act. And, the song itself is also just really cool. And like I said, very atmospheric. And just, it's a fun bop. It's a fun nighttime drive type song. Next, we have a more kind of somber song, and that's Spring Day, at number 9. I think when I've heard them perform this song, they usually preface it by saying, especially nowadays in the past few years with, the world being the way that it is, we're all looking for that spring day, which I think is a very, very powerful and positive message that it's like, yeah, we're all looking for that thing. We're all looking for that next step. We're all looking to get to where we want to be in life. We're all looking for our spring day. But after doing a little more research, I found out that it was originally written for and hopefully I don't pronounce this wrong. My apologies if I do. But the Sewol ferry tragedy, which I didn't even know about. This happened back in 2014. I don't know how I never knew about this. I don't really watch the news often because it just depresses the hell out of me. But this was a thing that happened back in 2014, and it was a ferry disaster where, because of negligence on the part of captain and crew members and everything, a ferry tipped, and most of those who perished were high school kids, and it's so heartbreaking. It really is. And these were kids that were on a field trip, and it's a very interesting parallel to what's still going on today, where children are affected by the negligence of people in power, and it's pretty disgusting. But that's not something we need to get into. But I'm just saying that it adds more power to Spring Day, because it's like, this was such a powerful song, and it came out of something so tragic. And I think the fact that people care enough, and BTS cares enough to write a song about such a tragic thing, and in a way turn it, obviously not turn, it's a very tragic thing that happened, but the song helps people cope, and I think music in general helps people cope. And like I said before, a lot of times nowadays they preface it by saying we're all looking for that spring day. So it's a song that was written about a tragedy, but can be applied to feelings of hope and feelings of perseverance and feelings of just getting to where we want to be in life. And I find that to be very powerful and a very good motivator. So I think music is so powerful. I think, and BTS, being such a global act that's loved by millions of people around the world, and using music to be able to touch on these feelings that everyone has, and being able to connect people through music, and help people heal through music. I find that to be very admirable, and another reason why I love BTS. One reason why I really love Spring Day. It's admittedly a song that I can't often listen to, because it reminds me of some of my own personal struggles. And now, since I did the research to figure out what the actual song was about, it hurts to think of those poor kids, in that situation, because they didn't have to be there, and it was because, and I think the captain just like left. I don't know how accurate that is. I don't want to spread misinformation, but like from the reports I've seen, he just freaking left. He just left. Like, it's gonna make me mad. It's gonna make me mad. But rest, of course, like I'm not trying to like virtue signal or talk about a thing that happened almost like, well, now 8 years ago, that I just found out about. But I do just, as somebody who just learned about this, I do want to, say, rest in peace to everyone who's affected by that. I'm not trying to get on here and trying to make this about me, and I'm not trying to, whatever. But I would feel remiss, or if I didn't at least acknowledge that. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, so I think that just adds to the power of Spring Day, and that just adds to the overall um, influence that BTS has. I gotta try to pick it up a little bit because we're 10 minutes in and I've only talked about 2 songs. Number 8 is Mic Drop. I saw their performance of this on SNL, and it was electric. It was so good. Uh, like, I didn't see it at the time because I'm pretty sure they did that back in 2019. They were on SNL, I want to say. Um, so I didn't watch it at the time, but I went back and watched it, and it was electric, dude. It was so good. Um, just their dance, and just the everything about it. It's just such a good song. It's just such a good, like, fun kind of turn up song. There's nothing much I can specifically say about it. I just really like it. It's a good, fun song. Um, 7 is I'm Fine. I think that's another one with a very good message. That feeling of like, um, just trying to be fine, even maybe when you're not feeling that fine, just trying to be like, no, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Like, that's something that everyone can relate to, I think. And um, the chorus on that is good. The song itself is really catchy. I think its integration into Save Me is really interesting, which Save Me is not on this list, but I really do enjoy Save Me as well. But when they do those songs back to back, they have the logo that flips around, and also just they both start with a little, like, that same kind of what's the word I'm looking for? It's not synth, but the same, like, like that sort of thing. I think is really cool. So the way that they are kind of able to connect those songs together, I think, is really great production and really great songwriting. But yeah, I'm Fine is a very fun song. It's, again, yet another song that BTS has written that I think a lot of people could relate to, and I think a lot of people could take and find something good about, and find um, a positive outlook, from listening to it. So number 6, we have Ugh. This song is so good, dude. Like, when I first, like, was getting into BTS, I had, because I didn't know much about them, so I had done some research, and I saw people saying that, oh, so like BTS is just like a Korean, like, One Direction type deal, like, right? No, no, dude, no. First off, no, just no. And second off, call me when Harry Styles rips a freestyle like this, dude. Like, I mean, well, it's Harry Styles. He probably could. That's not that he's amazing. That's a bad example. But but what I'm saying is, like, this is a song that really showed me that, wow, these guys are just like good at everything. Like, this rap line is so good, and it's like, that's like such a great turn up song that I think could appeal to a lot of people. Like, you like rap, BTS. You like pop, BTS. You like ballads, BTS. Like, that's so cool. And the fact that Suga, J Hope, and RM just killed it, dude. They just killed it. Um, it just, like, it's something that I think a lot of, and I'm a big metal fan. So it's something that, like, I would equate to, like, when you hear like a really nasty riff and you get like, ooh, like, damn, like, like, that's my face when I listen to Ugh. I'm like, oh, oh, dude, go off, bro. Dude, go off, dude. Like, that's crazy. It's crazy. It's a crazy song that just goes insane, and I love it so much. It's fun. It's, a song that I just turn up the bass in my car and just blast, and I'm like, dude, this is awesome. Um, yeah, nothing super deep there on my end. Just "Ugh" is an awesome song. If you want to take anything from that, it's that "Ugh" is an awesome, fun song to listen to. Number five, I showed some love to the rap line. Now I got to show some love to the vocal line. Um, and so number five is Dimple. I love Dimple. I think it's a really fun song. It's got a fun chorus. Um, I think that I don't even know. Like, it's just fun. It's just yet another song where it's just a nice nighttime drive song, and it's like, the rhythm, and the fact, how the that's what I'm looking for. The harmonization of Jin, V, Jungkook, and Jimin, all their voices kind of melding together, bouncing off one another, but na 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 na, like, that's so catchy, dude. That's so sick. Like, oh my god, dude. I listened to that the first time. I was like, kind of like doing their little shoulder move thing. I'm like, oh, get me in there, dude. Get me in the pit to a BTS show, dude. Like, that, it's so fun, and it's such a fun, kind of swaggy, kind of flowy song that's, prime for a nighttime drive, prime for a good kind of chill sesh of like gaming, or like you're just like chilling out, listening to some good music. I used to listen to BTS at work all the time. I changed jobs and I'm not really able to listen to music as much anymore. But I would just crank BTS, dude. I don't care. I'm telling my coworkers, I'm like, dude, you gotta listen to these guys, dude. You gotta listen to this. and and it's kind of funny because they knew me as like the metal guy or the rap guy. So then I'm like, 1 second I'll be listening to like, and then like the next will be like, and it was like, all right, Dave, what are you on, man? I was like, I'm on music, dude. I'm on BTS, brother. I'm going nuts. um, but that's Dimple. That's number five. So number four, Dynamite. I mean, it's Dynamite. It's such a big song. Um, it's still like, it broke records. I don't remember specifically, but it's crazy. I think the fun, kind of funky aesthetic of not only the music but the video, I think lends itself to, not only it lends itself to BTS, but it lends itself to just that fun kind of summer jam attitude. Um, I think it's just a fun song. It's just really fun. There's not, again, this is another one, like a few of these on here I would like to go into further depth, but there's not that much that I can talk about, and maybe it's just my lack of knowing a whole lot about BTS, or at least not as much as somebody else. Um, but it also is just like, I just like it because I like it. There's no specific reason behind it. I have, actually, I wish I grabbed it, but I have V Funko Pop, which actually may be a shameless plug to another video on my channel. I went through my Funko Pop collection. You can see it there if you're interested. I would greatly appreciate it. Do the heart thing. The like, but yeah, I have his Funko Pop from the Dynamite music video. It's just such a fun style, dude. Shout out to the stylists that work with BTS over at Big Hit, right? Is the record label they're with. Um, like, they just really, kill the fashion as well, and I think Dynamite's a prime example of that. I think it's a great song that um highlights, the vocals really well. You know, has a, it doesn't have the best line distribution. I would have liked to hear a little more from Suga, or, some other members, but when it's kind of a very vocal heavy song like that, I kind of understand it's a little hard to, you know, balance that out, with the rap line when it's a song that really doesn't have any rap in it. Um, but it's still a great song. I love it very much, and it's fun. It's a fun song. Another fun song and another great summer jam is, I mean, Butter. Come on, I couldn't not mention Butter, dude. It was the song that had come out when I started getting into BTS. It's huge. It's another huge song. Um, it's a great windows down, driving down a long road. You got the wind, the wind flowing through your hair. It's a great one of those type songs. In fact, I'm actually driving out to visit some buddies of mine later today. I'll probably play it on the way there, just like smooth, but like just the hand flowing through the wind and everything. It's gonna be great. I'm so excited. But yeah, it's a fun summer jam. I've been practicing the dance, and I don't dance. In fact, I don't like my body very much, so I don't often move it in different directions and ways. But this song has made me want to learn the dance, and if that's not saying anything, I don't know what does. Like the power of BTS is overwhelming that it made Dave dance. That's pretty impressive. Um, but I love the aesthetic. I love again, the colorful stylistic choices in the music video, the fun, way that every member kind of bounces off one another. The rap break is good. I love, the little like bounciness of it and ba 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 ba. I think their performance at the Grammys was incredible. Like every time I see them perform, it feels like it's a global event. Like I feel like everybody's tuning in to see BTS perform, and that song for the past while has been Butter, because that's correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's their most recent, or maybe it's PTD is their most recent one. But Butter being such a big hit is just crazy, and it's a song that is just just nuts in its ability to literally take over the world. And it's well deserved. It's an amazing song. But it just is like, whoa, this is crazy. Yeah, so but I mean, you guys know. And again, another reason why I feel like it's hard to talk about these more popular songs is like, you guys probably know them. um, but at the same time, I'm somebody who didn't really know about it until about a year ago. So maybe there is somebody out there who still hasn't hopped on the BTS train yet. And choo choo, get on it. um, so we're down to the final two. Number two is a song that that in the grand scheme of things is a little older. It's not like old, but compared to it being 2022, I guess it's a tad older at this point. Um, and that's Walian 52. I really like this song. I First off, it just sounds great. I love the chorus. The chorus is so catchy. It's like an earworm, dude. Like I find myself humming that all the time. Just like that's crazy. It's another song that's just a good freaking flowy vibe, dude. Um, but I also think more specifically, it's lyrical content is super important, because correct me if I'm wrong, but I did a little research on the song, and I believe it was written about the 52 hertz whale, which is a whale that makes a noise at a frequency of 52 hertz, and it can't be heard by other whales, so it's very lonely because it can't really talk to anybody. And I think using that and attributing it to the own feeling of loneliness that we as humans go through is really interesting. It's interesting writing, which is another thing I want to quickly touch on. And I found it so impressive that BTS not only writes a lot of their own songs, but produces a lot of their own songs. I find that so impressive, especially with a big pop group like that. You don't often see that, or at least you don't often hear about it. Like, um, artists do. A lot of times you have a pop artist that works with other songwriters, and of course, not many produce their own stuff, which is totally fine. I'm not a big hater of ghost writers. I'm not a hater of working with other songwriters. Like, we all got to eat. We all got to make our money. We all got to do our job somehow. Um, but I just find it so impressive that a group as global as BTS, and has had much success as BTS has had, they do it all not by themselves by any stretch of the imagination. Like, they have a great team around them, but they do a lot of their own, like I said, lyrical stuff. I know Suga produces a lot of it, which is crazy. So I just wanted to touch on that. I find that super, super impressive. No, excuse me. But anyway, back to the song. If I can put the cap on. I think it's very positive. Not that loneliness is positive, but the fact that a song can be used, like I said earlier with like Spring Day, can be used to connect people over this shared thing. I mean, regardless of, like, I've personally struggled with a lot of feelings of loneliness. I feel lonely all the time, really. Um, and it's nice to hear something like that and not only know that you're not alone, but also from some dude on the street to a member of the biggest band in the world. We can all share in the fact that sometimes we get lonely, and I think it's really important. And I think, yet again, that just shows how powerful music can be, and how much of a force that BTS has, that they're able to connect people with music. Um, and, again, song sounds great. It's a great song, great tune, great drive song, but also just the message behind it of like, yeah, I'm lonely. But also it has this, kind of sort of hopeful message to be like, yeah, we're lonely, but the fact that we all can, attribute that to this song means that in a way we're not alone, because we all can come together and all can relate to each other via music and via this feeling that we all might have. So I think that's very positive. But number one is, like I said, I started getting into BTS around this time Butter came out. But this number one song was the first song that I listened to by BTS and was like, whoa, I need to start listening to these guys now. Um, and it's not the first song I've heard by BTS. A while back, I heard DNA by them, and I was like, this is really good, because I was listening to K-pop at the time. In fact, I've been listening to SHINee since like 2017 or 2018 or something like that. Um, and then I started to like try to branch out into other K-pop groups. So I listened to a few stuff here and there, and I listened to DNA by BTS, and I was like, oh, this is good, but I didn't really put two and two together, which I'm kicking myself to this day, because it's like, dude, I could have been listening to BTS since 2017, but I haven't been because I'm dumb. But at least now that means, starting in 2021 is when I started listening to them. At least then I had that much more content to go back and listen to and consume. Um, but anyway, as I was saying, so it's not the first song I've heard by them, but it's the first song that I heard where I was like, I need to start listening to these guys. And it holds a special place in my heart for that reason, and it's why it's my number one, and that is Black Swan. I love this song. It's yet again another great nighttime drive song. BTS has a lot of those, I'm realizing. Um, but it's also such a vibe, dude. It's such a, like, I love the aesthetic of the music video. The whole theater kind of ballet thing that they've got going on, where it's, quite literally a dance, but also like a dance of emotion and a dance of like um, rhythm and feeling and things like that. And all the members, the visuals in that are on point. Um, like it was when I like looked at that and I was like, dude, if I can get like a molecule of coolness, like if I can just be like a tiny bit as cool as any of the members of BTS, I'll die happy, man, dude. Like, holy gosh, like these guys are cool, and I just love the song. I just love the like I said, the flow and the rhythm of it. And it was the first song I listened to by BTS where I was like, dude, I need to listen to these guys. And I heard it through TikTok of all places. Like I was watching a video and somebody just used it as a snippet as background music on their video, and I was like, oh, that sounds kind of neat. So I, listened to it and I was like, wow, that's crazy awesome. Um, so yeah. uh, I don't really know what else I can say about that. Again, aesthetic on point. The actual song is so catchy and fun, um, and it's a great song. It really is. It's such an awesome song, and BTS are awesome. And that concludes my top 10 songs. Again, if a song didn't make it on here, it is not at all that I don't like it. It's either I didn't listen to it or I just couldn't fit it into 10, because again, we're at a half an hour and I just finished. So, if we were to add even 5 more songs, my throat would get all like, sore, and this video would be like 40 minutes long. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I am very happy and proud to be a part of Army. If I'm saying that correctly. Is it like Army is like everybody, or like Army, or like each person is an army, or is it both? I don't know. See, let me know in the comments, because I'm still learning. So yeah, thank you for watching. Appreciate it, and I'll see y'all in the next video. BTS. Well, there we go. I'm doing it. That guy right here. All right, love you guys. See ya.